Hey there, Virgo. Welcome to your reading for the week of December 9th. This week you have this higher power card and this peace card. So it could be a good week. Sure, we'll take both of these. Why not? It could be a good week to kind of tap into your higher power. It is like, a lot of people have had stuff about it being like a more spiritual week, or you have this other card that also says higher power on it in your next row. So clearly it is a time for you to like really tap into the energies, or to, meditate, rest, relax, recover with this Four of Swords right here. It is a very heavy retrograde time. So retrograde times are great for tapping in and really listening to your higher self, or doing the things that you need to do to tap into your higher self. So I think it would be a good week for that. You have the Nine of Cups and the Knight of Cups, the Ten of Wands, and the Four of Swords. The Knight of Cups, of course, could be a knight in shining armor. We do see a little bit of love here going to the Ace of Cups. So with the Nine of Cups, this could be you getting a wish in a connection. One thing I will say is that the Knight of Cups is usually kind of dreaming. He is imagining something that he wants to create, and he is standing in the desert, but there is water flowing in front of him. So if he were to plant seeds in front of that water, they would grow. It kind of represents the time that we're in. I think that we are in a time where it looks like we might not have the resource necessary to get something to grow, but if we just get started, it will grow. So, I think that's kind of what this is saying. The Nine of Cups is about just being in the energy of success. The Nine of Cups says if we want something, we just have to match the energy of that thing and we will get it. So, that's what I would do there. You have the Ten of Wands. The Ten of Wands, I kind of feel like it's saying you're very close to accomplishing something. He's about to reach his home back here. And the story of the Ten of Wands is that he planted those wands. They are his harvest. And yes, he is burdened, but at the same time, he's burdened by a big harvest. So he is about to accomplish something big in his life. One thing I will say is that, those wands cover up his face. So he can't really see how close he is to completing his goal. And it's like the Ten of Wands does say sometimes we need to make sure that our responsibilities are our own. And we need to make sure that we're not taking on the responsibilities or the burdens of other people, because we have enough burdens of our own. And it just says that to see more clearly, maybe you need to release some burdens from other people. And we have the Five of Wands right next to it. So, the Five of Wands says that you could be creating some conflict, or you could be, it's not like you're creating conflict. That's not really what I'm saying. But, by you really giving burdens back to people, then it could cause some conflict. But at the same time, I think life is hard enough. And so you don't really need to, carry everyone's issues on your shoulders. And, I just think that maybe some of you are putting up boundaries with this reading, or maybe you're giving problems back to people, and so that you can be more free. You have the Four of Swords, and again, also so that you can rest, relax, recover, right? The Four of Swords is all about taking the time to rest, relax, and recover, and I feel that's what you could be doing with that Four of Swords. Pretty simple, but let's see. With the Nine of Cups and the Knight of Cups, you have the Justice card, creating balance. It makes sense, creating balance in your life because of other people's burdens. So a lot of you might be lightening the load here in your life, Virgo, and you're probably doing it so that you can be more free, or so that you can enjoy life more. You have the Ace of Cups. Ace of Cups can be love, but it really can just say that you're hoping to get into the flow, or you're hoping to bring more flow into your life. And we can't do that if we're, dealing with other people's issues all the time. So, again, I think a lot of you are kind of creating balance. With the Ten of Wands, you have the High Priestess, higher power, right? Definitely tapping into your higher power, definitely meditating or tapping into your intuition. We also have the High Priestess and the Hierophant. I like these two better than the Emperor and the Empress. So they're both divine counterparts, these two. And it can represent like a much more spiritual connection. So, it's not really a love reading, but if you want love, then I would say there could be a very spiritual connection coming in for you. With the Four of Swords, you have the Strength card. I think that you have been working on developing your strength. The Strength card is something that we have to do every single day. This is, the lion represents like our inner voice, our inner critic, and she is getting the lion to submit to her. So she has to, but she has to do this every single day. And we have to do this every single day. So she is conquering her inner voice. She isn't allowing that inner critic to control her life. And I think that's what you could be working on, or you probably have been working on this for a very long period of time. Again, the strength card is something that we have to develop for a long time. So I think this is something that you've been doing. Next, in the area of what's coming in for you, you have this higher power card, and you also have this domicile moon that says abundance on it. So I think if you're looking for abundance, that you could be getting answers from your higher power or your higher self. And I definitely feel it would be a great time for you to like tap into that more spiritual energy, or to work more with a spiritual energy, like meditating or trusting your gut, or listening to signs, symbols, synchronicities as to like what you should be doing in your life. And you have the Two of Wands, you have the Five of Wands, and the Nine of Pentacles. Two of Wands is about taking the lead and making progress. He is standing where he has always been, and so he knows he needs to make a change. And I think I'm laughing because like every single reading for you, Virgo, has really been encouraging you to level up, or to make a change, or to transform something that you're doing. I'm pretty sure like every single reading has basically said you're stepping into a new world. And the feeling I always get for Virgo is I don't think you're doing, it's not like, you're like, if you have a business, for example, it's not like you're quitting the business. Same thing if you have a job or a career. I don't get the feeling that you're like walking away from that thing. There's some sort of change going on, like whether that means you're getting a better position in the same job that you have, or, if you have a business, it's like maybe you're changing the way that you do your business, or that you promote yourself or communicate, or whatever it is. I always get that feeling for you. And, that number one, I feel maybe there are doubts about doing it. So if you're doubting yourself, don't. I feel this is saying make the progress. Number two, I just think it's, sometimes change takes a long time. So, I think this change has been something you've been working on for a while. I would be careful of other people's opinions, of course, with the five wands. The reason maybe you're not making this change is because of other people. And the Five of Wands is about taking the risk anyway. The Five of Wands, I used to call it Indiana Jones, because to me, the Five of Wands is a card of going on some sort of crazy adventure, like running through a temple with a bunch of snakes and stones and things like that, and trying to get your treasure. So with the Five of Wands, it's really not a bad card. It's a card of training. These people are using sticks to fight. They're not using swords. So they are learning how to fight. And it's like you have been learning how to operate in life, or how to get ahead. And I do feel this reading is really saying that you are trying to get ahead in life, or you're trying to, it's like, yeah, I think that's a good way to put it. It's like you're trying to get ahead, and you're trying to not always be behind, and I think it has been a little bit of a challenge. The good news is I think this reading is saying you're getting there. You have the Nine of Pentacles. Nine of Pentacles is all about your environment. I would say all the monthly readings I did for December had the Nine of Pentacles in it, practically almost every single one. And so, really, the Nine of Pentacles is about our environment, like the energy that's around us, what we surround ourselves with. There's this little snail right here, and snails wear their homes on their back. So the Nine of Pentacles, that's why it kind of represents our environment, or the energy around us. It's also a card of gratitude and luxuries, but the Nine of Pentacles is about surrounding yourself with things that make you feel good, that make you feel luxury, or just make you feel abundant in some way. It doesn't literally have to be something material. It could just be the things that you read, the things that you listen to, the information you put in your head, the people in your life. And that's what I would really focus on with this Nine of Pentacles, is your environment. With the Two of Wands, you have the Knight of Cups again. So definitely could be love for those of you that want it. This could be a person that's outside your comfort zone with the Two of Wands. So there could be some sort of, like, you could be feeling an obstacle, or you could be feeling like there are obstacles, like distance, for example, if you are looking at a person. But I don't know, it kind of looks good to me. Divine Counterparts, Ace of Cups, definitely could be a solid connection. I think for most of you, though, this is about your dream. Again, the Knight of Cups is normally looking into that cup, and he is dreaming about his future life, or something that he wants. And so I think a lot of you, in the Two of Wands, he is also a card of foresight. He is looking into the future, and he is imagining his next step, something that he wants to accomplish. With the Five of Wands, you have the Nine of Swords. This is definitely something you just want to end. I feel like I get this feeling for you, Virgo, that you're just over it, whatever the situation is. So if you are dealing with a conflict, or if you're dealing with like people that cause conflict in your life, then I kind of just get the feeling that you are wanting to bring this to an end. And I would say the good news is we go Ace of Cups. We also go down to the Temperance card. So, it looks to me like you're bringing this to an end. You can't make this up either. With the Nine of Pentacles, you have the Four of Swords. This right here is not forcing anything. The Ten of Wands is hard work for hard work's sake. It's just doing hard work because, everybody thinks that they have to work hard to be successful. This would be a much more passive energy, and I'm not saying you wouldn't be working hard, but it's much more passive. It's much more like not trying to force things to happen. So I think your true abundance is going to come through, I don't think anything is easy right now, but what I would say is I think your true abundance is going to come through ease or not forcing things to happen. Next in the area, messages from your future self, you have this exploration card. It says, right now, you need to search and explore. It's okay to wander until you find your home. Two of Wands definitely says the same thing. He has to get out into the world. You have this Gemini card. It says, speak your truth. It says, choose your words wisely. Remember that your words have consequences. I think things are fine, but, I think you do need to speak your truth because of that Five of Wands. The Five of Wands could be that you want to speak up in work or business or your career or some other area of your life, and you might be fearing like what the consequences will be, but it's also the truth. So I think the truth wins in this reading here, Virgo. You have the Ace of Cups, the Hierophant, and the Temperance card. Ace of Cups is overflowing, feeling really good, feeling really happy. It's also about getting into the flow. I think the most important thing with the Ace of Cups is that it can just reach down into the water below it and fill itself back up. So the Ace of Cups really says that, we don't have to... that you can do things in life that are kind of like easy. Maybe it's not really easy, but, easy for you to do. It's about doing something that gets you into the flow. Like, great example, these readings. I do 4 of these readings every single day, no matter what. And it's not necessarily easy. I do a lot of work on these readings, but it is easy, right, for me to do it. It's not, I don't struggle every single day when I do this. That's how I've been able to do it every single day for over 10 years now. And, I think that the Ten of Wands is about, the Ace of Cups is about finding something to put your energy into that has flow. And it could be anything. It could be a relationship. It could be a business. It could be, your health, whatever. You have the Hierophant. The Hierophant, again, we have divine counterparts with the High Priestess. Hierophant can represent marriage. Some of you could be with a person that you are going to marry in the future. The Hierophant is also about like communicating your message from heaven, really. He communicates with both sides. He's able to translate the messages of heaven down to earth. And so the Hierophant can also represent, having some sort of dream that you're trying to manifest. And it says only you can, take that dream from heaven, the universe, and put it into the world. So I think a lot of you could be doing the work to bring a dream down to earth. And we even go to the Three of Pentacles. Three of Pentacles is a card of quality work. It's also a card of putting your work on display. So it looks to me like a lot of you could be kind of like manifesting your work here on earth. You have the Temperance card. Sometimes, not always, but sometimes I feel Temperance says that we have to stop being patient. You have the Strength card, which says you've been patient for a long time. Sometimes I feel that the Temperance angel here is trying to make things perfect when he could just get off on this path right here and get that crown. So it's like he's trying to perfect something between these two cups, but really he could just get started. And I feel that energy for you, Virgo, where if you're thinking about working on anything or creating something, that you could just get started, and there's like nothing more that you have to do to perfect the situation. With the Ace of Cups, you have the Ace of Wands. Yep, passionate new beginning. And we have right next to it, we have the Two of Wands, where he's reaching forward and grabbing onto one wand on that Two of Wands, and he's leaving the other wand behind him. The Two of Wands says one thing in your life is complete and you're ready to move on to the next stage. The Ace of Wands is out with the old, in with the new right here. So there's definitely like a new, fresh start coming in for you, or this could be an exciting new beginning, a passionate new beginning, anything like that. With the Hierophant, you have the Ace of Cups, a lot of repeating cards as well, which is really funny. And, they're kind of like in the same positions, like here and here. So the repeating cards are the universe saying I meant what I said. It's kind of like confirmation for the message. So I think a lot of you, I like readings that have a lot of repeating cards because of that reason. And so I think a lot of you are just on the right path. With the Temperance card, you have the Eight of Cups. Yes, if you've been thinking about walking away from something, changing something, now is definitely the time. Eight of Cups is all about walking away from things that no longer serve you and walking. Well, really, he doesn't know what he's walking towards. Some people might say he's walking towards the Nine of Cups, which could be true, but we don't really know that. So we don't really know if he's walking towards success or not. So, it's going to be different for all of you, but I think a lot of you are you're walking away from things that don't fulfill you any longer, and you're walking towards things that hopefully do fulfill you. Next, in the area of the good stuff, you have this Forgive card and this Soul card. I see a lot of forgiveness off of this card. I think that some of you, like, you're forgiving yourself for things, but I also feel like you are forgiving past situations. And I think you're doing this to connect with your soul. If you look at this reading, we have Higher Power twice. We have this Peace card, the Hierophant and the High Priestess showing up here as well. So you are definitely maybe doing a lot of work on your soul level work where you are healing yourself or you're more connected to yourself. And I think that's what you could be doing here. You have the Three of Pentacles, the Eight of Wands, and the Four of Cups. Three of Pentacles, of course, says teamwork makes the dream work. But Three of Pentacles is about working with the right people. And that's definitely something with the Five of Wands. I think you have learned, the people that are not right to work with and the people who are right to work with. And you're just trying to work with the right people. Three of Pentacles is also about putting your work on display, but I would say that this is you putting your truth on display. It's like if the work that you've been doing isn't your truth, I think that you could be working on things that are more connected with your truth, and that's probably what you are putting on display with this Three of Pentacles energy. And the Three of Pentacles, I think, the feeling I get here is that something is going to be much more well received than you think. So if you're worried about how people are going to receive something, as in when you communicate it, I think that people are going to be I think you're going to get a better reception than you think. You have the Eight of Wands. Eight of Wands is quick success or a quick conclusion. It can also represent good news. Eight of Wands is all about our focus. And again, with the Nine of Pentacles, I would definitely say that your focus is going to be very important with the Eight of Wands. Focusing on things that actually work or focusing on things that bring in, abundance and success for you are going to be very important with the Eight of Wands as well. So yeah, that's what I would do with the Eight of Wands is focus on good stuff. Make sure you're focusing in one direction as well. It's coming up in the good stuff, so I feel like you are. But with the Eight of Wands, we don't want to be pulling ourselves apart. We want to be moving towards one thing. And so if you have a goal, wish, or dream that you want to accomplish, I would make sure that all your energy is going in that one direction so that you can manifest it. You have the Four Cups. Four Cups is normally contemplation and apathy. He has been disappointed by what he has received so far, but he's getting this new offer right here, and this might be something that's better. But again, it's coming up in the good stuff, so I feel that you will be accepting something new into your life. With the Three of Pentacles, you have the Queen of Wands. Queen of Wands is about being bold, being assertive, really going for what you want. But coming up in the good stuff, it kind of says that maybe you are putting yourself on not really putting yourself on a pedestal, but which, the Three of Pentacles can kind of represent putting yourself on a pedestal, but, it's more like you are putting your own needs first, which we kind of said with that Ten of Wands, that you need to maybe put your needs first at this time and make sure that you're not picking up too many issues from other people. With the Eight of Wands, you have the Seven of Pentacles. There's some sort of change in direction. I've been saying this to you for weeks. And again, people always say to me, you said this last week. I'm like, yeah, we don't make changes overnight usually, these things take time. So I think that, this is something you've been thinking about for a long time, making a change or, moving in a new direction, and you could finally be doing it. With the Four of Cups, you have the Seven of Cups. Seven of Cups is about being spoiled for choice. So I think you have a lot of options in how you accomplish something, or you have a lot of options on your journey at this time, which is, of course, a good thing. You have this rooster card. It says an arrogant, boastful person you should not cross. Like pretty much everyone has been getting these cards of like ego. So with Mars going retrograde at the end of the year, I would definitely be careful of people who are, too ego based or who are arrogant. You have this wealth card. Definitely could be working on your wealth. I mean, Nine of Pentacles is all about gratitude and luxuries or creating more abundance in your life, which you are probably doing. You have this Tower card. It says solid foundation, success with effort. Yes, I think you have put in a lot of effort, but the reading to me is saying like you're transforming the effort. We even have the Temperance card, which is turning one thing into another. So like I said, it's not like you're giving up on something. I don't know. It feels like that's an important message for some reason. I think that you can take what you've done in your life up until this point and you can reuse it. You can transform the things that you've already done, and that would be my focus if I were you. You have this pin card that says new job or career, definitely some sort of career change. Again, we already kind of talked about it. And you have this ear card that says good news. Eight of Wands, definitely good news, or there's going to be something, like you're going to be hearing something positive this week here, Virgo. So very simple reading, looks really good. So thank you for being here and definitely enjoy your week.